Donna was unaware that becoming a nurse would bring her to her sole love. She was shy and introverted, making friends difficult. He made everything easy when she was with him. He listened to everything she said. He always visited her and never interrupted her. Of course, he was comatose. While finishing her nursing degree, Donna Wheatfield met Grant in her local hospital's trauma unit. He arrived in the ambulance during her dying days in the hospital. She still remembered that night. After rain, county roads were slick. A late 20s John Doe was brought in by EMTs with a massive head injury. Medical professionals rarely form attachments to their patients, but it's possible. Donna had a crush on Grant, a nurse. She returned to the hospital after graduation to start her career. Who else would the hospital refer her to but Grant, still in a coma? Donna's Grant routine was simple. She'd shave, clean, and check his vitals in the morning. She'd then give him fluids and nutrients before checking his medication. Donna talked to him to break up the monotony. She found something new in these silent conversations. Donna had an inexplicable bond with her quiet patient. She was drawn to him and needed to talk or play mellow music in his room as the months passed. Donna loved him more because no family or friends had claimed him. Everything stopped one day. Grant woke up 2 years after being hospitalized. While changing her playlist, he asked Donna to repeat the last song. If you like my videos, don't forget to like or subscribe. Thanks in advance. Before calling the doctors. The man's head injury caused severe short-term memory loss, according to preliminary tests. He'd remember, the doctors said. His secrets were unknown to them. When Donna offered to help Grant adjust to his new life, he gladly accepted. She gave him books and music in a different room. After a few weeks, they became close. They'd take long walks outside the hospital in the evenings and go to the movies on the weekends. Soon, they were romantic. As any nurse would, Donna suppressed her growing feelings for Grant. He'd look at her and she'd blush, talk to her and she'd smile. After he left, a cold would engulf her until they met again. Donna realized her predicament. Donna suppressed her emotions as they continued hanging out. Since she was still Grant's nurse, she worried about a conflict. She should have known that suppressing her feelings was the worst thing to do. Her life would soon unravel. Grant and Donna spent weeks together. Donna struggled to keep up her charade, even though Grant was learning. Her suppressed feelings had grown and were killing her. She must confess or go insane. But doing so would cause many issues. Donna decided to confess after months. She feared losing her job or credibility as a nurse if she did. She approached a close superior when she needed to talk. Her superior told her she was doing fine after a few conversations. As far as the hospital was concerned, Grant was no longer in critical condition or in Donna's direct care. She could pursue him without professional harm. Talking to her boss relieved Donna. She had to tell Grant, which was the problem. Donna and Grant were close after many weeks together. Donna wanted more, but it was platonic. Would Grant want to take the relationship further, or would he stop talking to her because of her advances? Donna removed the bandage, hoping for the best. She confessed everything to Grant, telling him of the many grueling days she spent next to him with all her feelings bottled up. She said she understood if he ended their arrangement. Grant's secret would change their lives, but she didn't know. Grant said he liked Donna. He said he heard her during his coma. She played songs for him too. He imagined her as a guardian angel watching and guiding him through his endless dream without realizing it. After seeing her, his attraction grew. They crossed the friendship barrier with their confessions. Laughter and fun filled their lives tenfold. Donna's co-workers said they hoped the two would end up together because they were so close before Grant woke up. After 8 months, Grant moved in with Donna. He had good hands but didn't know who he was. He was great at hands-on work and suspected it had been a big part of his past. Living with his soulmate was harder than he thought. Donna needed financial assistance, and Grant needed a job. This would open a can of worms they couldn't imagine. Grant became a plumber's assistant through Donna. He loved fixing bathrooms, and Donna's cousin's plumbing business needed help. With Grant by his side, they took a contract on one of the city's largest mansions to expand their company portfolio and give Grant experience. The house's surprises were unknown. Grant and Donna's cousin arrived at the mansion for work on a beautiful morning. Grant recognized the massive, beautiful house. He ignored it and worked, but the more time he spent in the mansion, the more he felt like he'd been there. Everything would make sense. Grant used the bathroom during lunch break with Donna's cousin. After talking to the mansion's steward, who had been staring at Grant all day, Grant ran upstairs to a guest room. He wasn't halfway up the mansion's staircase when he saw a huge self-portrait across the living room. After scowling, it happened. Memories rushed through his mind like a mountain avalanche. He clutched his temples as the pain increased, remembering his pre-head injury self. He imagined being a wealthy painter under a pseudonym. He married too. The pain darkened his vision. He awoke in a hospital bed. Grant awoke with Donna. Medical equipment beeped in his old hospital room. Donna's cousin, doctor, officer, and mansion steward were present. Grant's head hurt. He remembered everything. The officer interrupted his speech. The officer said Grant's family reported him missing after a week. They searched his penthouses and favorite hotels nationwide but found nothing. His family held a year-late funeral. Grant remembered every detail of that fateful night and couldn't wait to tell his story. Before talking, Grant told Donna he needed to talk privately. He shed tears remembering his past self. He had a lovely wife he'd been dating before he started painting. He was with Donna now and would tell her about his past. Grant recounted. He described his wife Esme. He also said he wasn't attracted to her romantically, but he didn't know what would happen when he saw her. Donna wept. She chewed her bottom lip as the man she loved announced his marriage. Before she could understand, Grant gave her hope. "I don't think Esme and I are on speaking terms," Grant said, scratching his head. "I'm remembering everything." He asked Donna to call everyone back in because what he was about to say required police presence. His tone changed abruptly. Donna rarely saw this side. Grant claimed he had no accident. His brakes were altered. He sat upright on the hospital bed, inviting Donna to sit with her. After she did, he told her he and his wife had signed a prenup due to his financial situation. After 3 years, he suspected her of infidelity. He found out about Esme days before the accident. She dated Grant's driver. Grant, real name Danny McCallister, confronted her about it. He discussed divorce with her after discovering her dark ways spanned their years together. Danny's accident followed their last conversation. She attempted suicide because the prenup prevented her from inheriting Danny's fortune. Danny's car, a station case, was never found by the police. He also said Danny's family's wife acted strange when she found out he was alive. Later, she left the country. Grant explained that his car had veered off a sleek mountainside into a massive river due to faulty brakes. He trusted Esme. He jumped out last minute. Donna said that the night the EMTs brought him in, a passerby found him bleeding in the thicket several feet from the river. Esme received an arrest warrant after the police opened a case against her and Danny. However, Danny introduced Donna to his family and moved her in. The police found Esme weeks later. She divorced and is charged with attempted murder. Danny recovered. He knew everything happened to lead him to the love of his life, who stayed by his side despite knowing he had nothing. Thanks for watching. I'll see you again in the next video.